to the poorhouse. Where the smoke is smooth, the pores run deep, and the conversation never stops. From the big plays on the field to the bold flavors of cigars and spirits. This is your place. Pull up a chair. It's time to pour one out. Pour one out for the stories untold. Let the rhythm warm your soul. Here at the Poorhouse, we keep it real. Every word, every sip, feel the blues reveal. Step in the scene. Gom's laid back, tone is legit. Bassline thumping while we all take a sip. Stories unfold on these well-worn stools. Truth in the air, yeah, we break all the rules. Cigar smoke dancing with the scratch of the deck. Microphone check, real talk, what the heck? 1 foot in the past, 1 foot on the beat. We pour out respect, feel the heat in the street.
Welcome to the special edition Poorhouse podcast.
Yes, sir.
On the Monday where you can legally tamper here in the NFL and on the podcast.
And it's going crazy.
That's right. Hey, a lot of speculative money being thrown around because nobody can sign anything right now, but a lot of teams are starting to agree in principle with players around the NFL. Exciting time. We're your host. Gentlemen, why don't we introduce ourselves?
In the building.
And
You know James in the building like always.
always and forever.
It don't change.
His twin sitting next to him, Joe. Ready to talk a little free agency with you, gentlemen. And folks, we're not going to do an extremely long podcast tonight because we're actually going to give you 2 podcasts this week. We're going to talk a little bit more when we actually get to free agency and teams can actually sign some of these guys. So going to be a lot more going on, and we're just going to talk a little bit about the legal tampering period and kind of what we're seeing. I'll give you some of our thoughts, some of the things that you may or may not have known in regards to signing some players. But let's start with the trade, big trade this morning. The Cowboys. Kind of interesting. It's funny because, we bring in Rashawn Gary, who was the other guy on the other side of Micah Parsons, in Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah, so he was the other side of the coin, as they say. He's never had less than about 7 or 8 sacks in the NFL.
What they give him for a contract?
And well, he's coming into the Cowboys. He has 2 years left on a contract that he'd already signed with them.
Yeah.
And he had like $19 million this year, and I think 20-some million next year, but none of it's guaranteed.
Okay.
So it's kind of a, essentially, hey, you can have him for a year, and they only gave up a fourth next year. So,
2027.
Hey, I mean, it's kind of everybody's saying it's a win for Green Bay because they were going to cut him anyways. It sounds like, but I think the Cowboys just didn't want to compete. They said, you know what? Let's not pay.
With Micah, they might have needed him.
We'll see.
I don't see how that made sense for them when you got Micah that's hurt.
Yeah, but $47 million, they got to pay Micah.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting way to start the morning. But definitely a big start.
Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs.
To the Chiefs. Yeah,
that's gonna be crazy.
That was a nice pickup, man.
That's gonna be absolutely crazy.
3 year, $45 million, $28 million.
Yeah, let's give these a rank. Let's give them a grade, as they say. How about that? A+?
Yeah, that's A+.
Yeah,
and that's all they was lacking anyway. The heck, because whenever back when your man left years ago and went down to Miami, they didn't know what they was gonna do, and then your man showed up. Hunt started. He was playing all right. But I'll take Walker over Hunt any day. He's sniffing for the end zone. Every time they snap the ball, he's looking for the end zone.
The thing is, with Kansas City, he might not have to shed a load as much as how he did in Seattle. So
yeah.
You're going to see the durability.
Yeah, and that's my only concern is, coming from now obviously they have some other guys there, but he is going to have to, maybe not have he'll have less of a split in
Right.
Kansas City. But yeah, definitely gives him the home run viability. I definitely give him like probably an A. Now, I will say this: I feel like they could have potentially gotten Jeremiah Love in the draft, and I know we're not talking draft, but I feel like top 10.
Whoever get him, boy, they
That-
got a monster.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, do you really need to give to a guy that potentially is going to take away from potentially other signings? So wide receiver, which I believe was their biggest need. Personally, they just kind of missed that guy that's got a little speed. Number 9, so they're in the top 10.
I don't think he would have made it that far.
I think Jeremiah Love could, man. Running back's kind of one of those positions that's kind of devalued in the NFL.
He almost like a Saquon Barkley type.
A little bit, yeah, right. But I mean, you think about what happened though last year with Ashton Genty getting picked in the top 5, and then you saw a guy that
he went to a trash team.
Right. Yeah,
and he still had good numbers.
Yeah, and he had pretty good numbers, but he definitely didn't look like he was.
But I don't think my knock on Genty was I didn't see the body that they was raving about. Like I don't think he's a big back like that.
No, and his pass pro is pretty tough. Yeah, bad. He kind of reminds me of Jahmyr Gibbs, is what I was going to say for Love. I don't know if he will be as good as Jahmyr Gibbs, but probably more like in that line for Jahmyr Gibbs for me. But let's talk about a home squad. Talk about them Panthers paying up for Jalen Phillips from the Philadelphia Eagles.
They paid him some money, $120 million.
4 years, $120 million.
I mean,
what? Grade the trade, baby.
Panthers have what the Eagles have.
Yeah.
Up front. I don't know. So it remains to be seen.
I mean, they do have
how good he plays.
They have a hell of a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my man's name's going to escape it right now. But no, I think they got a good front. I will just say this.
I give him a B on that.
B? Okay.
I give him a B on that because he definitely coming to play.
Okay. James?
I think that he might be the leader of that defense.
No.
If they pulled him, man, if they pay that money, that type of money, they see something, man. So they might just give him free range. If they give him free range, he might be official, bro. I'm telling you, it might be one of the best pickups that I had in a while.
Well, then I'm going to give it this. I'm going to give it a C, and I'll tell you why. I think it's way too much for a guy that was medically retired in college. He had stayed hurt when he played with Miami Dolphins consistently, and then came and had a good end to the year, and I think he's getting paid off of that. I mean, he was literally, they could have had Jalen Phillips at the trade deadline if they wanted him, right? But they didn't want to give up the pick. But now, clearly, obviously, they gave up the payday. But I'm going to say C. So I'm not saying it's not a bad pick. It could, obviously, potentially go up for me. But I'm gonna say C for now because I just feel like that's a lot of risk for a guy with a lot of injury history.
That's a lot of money you're giving up for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's almost like a player that's been doing it for a long haul. He had the one good year, like you said, in Miami. He was hurt, but we'll see. It should be a good pick.
Yeah,
like I said, I'll give it.
I think so.
I'll give it.
Okay.
That's why I'm right around the B for that same.
Okay. Well, we got a big one today. They must be following me, guys. We're watching this on TV, but I'm literally getting ready to talk about Tyler Linderbaugh signing today, 3 years, $81 million, coming into the Raiders, who spent an ass load of money, gentlemen, an ass load of money. So,
get out the dump.
I mean, but this could be a quick turnaround, and I'll tell you, I mean, it really will come down to Mendoza. I feel like they're putting down some dudes in front of, for Mendoza. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing. You just don't know. Like I said, Mendoza is definitely a talent.
You don't know if it's going to transition.
We don't know that. I'm not saying it ain't. We just don't know. That's what you got to wait and see. But I believe he will.
I think.
Now, I don't know about right out the gate.
Right. Well, I think they're going to take the pressure off of him, right? Because you got a running back. You got Genty, right? You got a center now, and now he doesn't have to come up to the line and make the calls and say, middle linebacker here and blah 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 blah. There, he can just get up there, read half the defense, maybe.
And then it's about what style of offense they're gonna run. It just depends.
Well, they're bringing that Kubiak offense, so that's going to be coming from Seattle there. So it seems to be
Seattle was a pass first team. I thought they ran
more run. That's why I'm saying right, and that's why I think with Genty and why you need a guy like Linderbaum too, because obviously by improving that offensive line, which they still have a lot of work to do there. By improving that offensive line and improving the defense, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. I mean, that's definitely going to put a little bit easier on them.
Yeah.
But I think that one for me, actually, I give that one an A because I think, hey, if you got to get a young quarterback, they needed to do that one. Let's talk about how about that Mike Evans trade down there, Reg, coming to the coming from Tampa Bay for San
As a name,
Francisco.
A big time talent. Yes, wish we could have got it years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago.
Right.
But like I said, if he could remain healthy, we already know what he can do on the field. That's that you don't I don't even have to explain that.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as a big splash, like I'm super excited. No, because I just think he's older now. But like I said, if he can just bring good veteran presence and be stay healthy, it could pan out to be a good pickup. So, but I'm on a C plus with that. I'm not even gonna give it a B because I don't like the getting players too late. Like if you was gonna do that, we should have did it a few years ago.
Yeah,
they wasn't gonna give him up years ago.
Yeah.
So you got to take. That's why I say I'm not gonna give it a high grade because of where it's at right now. But like I said, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Tight, nice. It can pan out.
I'm going B plus, bro.
B plus.
I'm going B plus or B plus is where I'm going because I just think he got a lot more left in the tank than people think, bro. This man done gave you 1,000-yard seasons consecutively for years.
That's why I said when he on the field, I ain't got to explain. We know what he can bring. It's just a health concern.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
And I already got that damn concern with the rest of the team.
I get it.
That's why I gave it a C myself because I mean, you've already got guys that you have injury concerns on the offense. You got your other wide receiver has spent a lot of time hurt, and Rick Pearsall. But then you got to also think like at this point you also got an aging running back who, I mean, knock on wood, hopefully doesn't get hurt. But then you're just putting Mike Evans has just notoriously missed a ton of games.
I put it this way: it's not a pick that's supposed to change the game for you. You still have to go young and get some other. But he's, like I said, veteran presence.
That's what I'm banking on, bro. Because he just knows how to play the game. So if he can stay on the field, he know how to get to a spot. He gonna get you some yards.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at it more in the red zone.
Yeah, he can stay. If he on the field, you better watch him.
Yeah,
you don't have no choice.
Oh, definitely,
absolutely. Well, do you want to address any of the rumor out there, Reggie?
Man, we got so many rumors.
What's the big one?
Rumor,
the Fred
rumor. They was talking about they was going to trade. It was brought out that what if they trade Fred
Warner?
But then I'm like, I couldn't even give a response to it. Like that shit would be the dumbest thing ever if they was even considered that.
Right.
But we know the NFL.
It's crazy.
And then the other, well, it wasn't a rumor. It's confirmed with Trent Williams.
Yep.
If they can't work out the deal that he wanting or come to a even like a good spot to sign him, then they open the trade or open to offer.
Okay.
Trade him. And I can see that because, like I said,
because in his later years, man,
and we done gave him plenty of money over the years.
Yeah. So, absolutely. At some point, you just got to be like,
sometimes you just got to start fresh. But
and
I know he want to be there, but also want his money.
Yeah.
Money. So
I mean, you can't blame him for wanting to get paid. I mean, all the money you done gave me before, that's for the shit I did already. I'm talking about what's coming up in the future.
And that's what he's trying to, I guess. I think it's probably more or less of trying to get more guaranteed money because you on your way out.
Yeah, right. You got to grab every, get every.
But other than that, but that Fred Warner, I'm like, if they do that, I'm flying to Santa Clara and choke somebody.
Right. Yeah. Oh man. Well,
to give up Fred would be crazy, man.
Oh, definitely.
Hey. Well, it'd be wild, but and I just don't know what team would give anything up. I mean, not to say that Fred Warner's a monster, but I mean, you can't go for a linebacker that's 30 years old, and I mean, I'm not saying he's on the downside of his career, but you don't know how many good years he's got left.
I'd take him.
I would take him for the right price, but I wouldn't give up like 2 firsts or something crazy like that. I mean, because again, you kind of got a guy that's 30 years old and coming off an injury. I don't know. a lot of guys, sometimes they don't come back. Now, I think Fred will because Fred's that kind of dude,
Right.
Well, let's talk about them. Dolphins landing the replacement for Tua, Malik Willis, going to them in a 3 year, $67.5 million.
Yeah, so Jordan Love, hey, he gotta take Jordan Love, buy Jordan Love something, because if it wasn't for that injury, wouldn't have had that. He wouldn't have had the chance to put that tape out there last year to get him this money. So take that man out, get him something.
Yeah,
right. That's a good pick. I grade on it. I'm gonna give it a B. Give it a B. B plus, because he's definitely mobile. He showed what he can do if you got talent around him. So
yep. Yeah.
He could be an explosive.
And he's young, like you said, younger. And I remember him coming out of college, had a lot of, people were high on Malik Willis and the high character dude, got all the talent. Just I think the mental side of the game wasn't there yet. And I think that you maybe last year saw a little bit of a jump. So, high risk, low risk, high reward. $67.5 million. But, you really had nothing outside of him. So, and he's come. The guy John Sullivan's coming from Green Bay, so he was there last year, so he knows about the player.
Exactly.
So I think that definitely. I'm going to give it. I think I'm with you on that. Probably a B plus for me.
I'm in the same boat.
But speaking of people who need to be getting some credit, we're going to give some credit to the sponsors tonight for the bottle we're drinking, because Taylor is delicious. Cheers, fellas. Oh, man, he done took it down. See, H. Taylor was so good. James over here, he took it all the way down. So if you haven't had E.H. Taylor, folks, and you can find a bottle of that.
If you can find it.
It's a small batch, so it's not as hard to find anymore. You can sometimes even find it when you go to like Barrel Palooza or some of these drops. It's probably one of the more, but really good, really caramely. Easy to drink though. Just a smooth, sweet finish, but one of the best. So E.H. Taylor, small batch, or if you can find the single barrel, really good too. And the rye is pretty good too. We don't have that here tonight, but that's coming from our sponsors at the Carolina team, our town team with Carolina Living Associates, and my brother over here. That's right. We got you covered.
LLC.
Yes, we're gonna see. Look, I can't wait till we're gonna get some hats and get some swag out there, and then we're gonna
definitely gonna get.
You have to let us know, because I think you guys are gonna want some. So.
They will.
Well, we got I'm going to tell you an interesting trade that I'm curious about what your thoughts are. Travis Etienne going to the Saints. Reported deal, 4 year, $52 million. He's 27 years old, right? But you still got my man. God, Kamara.
Yeah, but Alvin been going down here.
That's what makes me think. Are they looking to try?
Could he be moved? Right. Yeah, could he be moved? Could he be traded?
Because you heard all the noise last season.
Yeah.
If he was gonna finish his career there, it was just a whole lot of stuff being said about him last season.
He said he would retire if they tried to trade him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do I think that's a good pickup? Absolutely, because I felt like Travis should have had a good deal last year because of the numbers of stuff he was showing. The season before, how good he played, and then the next year came up, I said, man, this dude need to be somewhere balling. So, absolutely, I'm happy he got some money, he got paid, and now he going to be the number one go-to whenever he go to the Saints, because they're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
They just need to add some more pieces down the ball.
Yeah. They lost some guys on defense today, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But, yeah, I'd give it a B. Etienne, he had kind of like one good season to me. And he's been okay the rest of the season. So I think really last year he kind of got paid for what he did last year. And he's not like, to me, like the best like blitz pickup kind of guy. So you got to really have.
He's not a big guy.
He's not a big guy. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I think kind of to me, I give it a B. A good pickup, Kamara replacement before Kamara leaves. Or can't play anymore. But yeah, B, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how he does, after he gets his money, because that's always a concern I have.
They get their money and change, huh?
Enjoying life.
Yeah.
Forget about them practicing.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a lot more other stuff to do now.
So we had a big deal that a lot of people didn't see come down the pipeline. The Colts being able to retain Alec Pierce by re-signing him to a 4 year, $114 million. And I think it was like averaged around $28 million a year. Now he's young; he's like 26 years old.
I like him staying there. That's good for the Colts. They needed him there.
Yeah. But now, because of that, leading after that, we had the trade coming after that with Pittman going or getting traded to the Steelers. Well, what did you guys think of what do you grade the Pierce signing, and what do you grade the
Pierce
the Pittman trade?
That's an A because they need him.
Yeah.
Pittman to the Steelers, that's a good pick. I'm gonna give that one a B. Give that one a B because he'll be able to compliment
DK Metcalf. Yeah, he's kind of a zone man, a zone beater. Pittman is, he's not the fastest guy, but I'll be curious. I mean, I think Pittman can have a decent. The only problem I would say, not say with Pittman per se, but they really haven't figured out the quarterback, in Pittsburgh.
That's the biggest thing.
And if you get my man Aaron Rodgers coming back,
keep talking like he's coming back.
He is said I may not say that he said it, but he is kind of alluded that he is comfortable coming back. Yeah, he's a free agent. But, I mean, I think if he comes back, I think that's where he wants to be. He said he's comfortable, which is so weird to me because think about this. Him and Mike basically got fired because of Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, right? Because he said with the offense was old and dated. Now, of course, Mike McCarthy is going to say, well, nothing but good things about him. But
yeah, you gotta be politically correct.
At some point in time.
Oh, yeah.
Close the door.
Yeah.
Like, stop experimenting with this thing like he's taking it.
Yeah.
It's so shut it.
Yeah. Wow.
So they need to look for another quarterback. Yeah.
Shut the door.
Yeah. I'm going to give the Pierce, me personally, I'm going to give him B. I think Pierce is good. I'm a little concerned that if they don't put somebody with him, because he's now, he's had Pittman on the other side and they kind of had the 1-2 tandem.
Well, so now he got to be the number one.
Right. So, well, at least in the moment, unless they, and obviously free agency's not done yet, and they got the draft.
But they gave him what, $27?
$28 million a year.
So they didn't necessarily pay him like a number one.
No, because the number ones are making like CD money is like 35 to 40 million probably. So, right, because he's good, but he's not that guy, right?
Yeah.
So, and he's young though; he's 26 years old. So plenty of. So I'm gonna give it a B. I think the trade with Pittman. I mean, obviously you got to trade him because you just got to create the money now, and you're already paying Daniel Jones like $50 million. What are they? They're paying him with the tag. Yeah, they're paying the tag.
I want to see how he gonna look when he come back.
Yeah, and he's hurt, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the big thing too. So yeah, but
and
the
who
Pittman
was the backup QB? They had your man came in, but who was behind him?
Right. I don't think they have it really because they just got rid of
they have Richardson,
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, but I'm saying they brought not Kirk Cousins.
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers back.
Yeah,
but I'm saying who gonna be the QB then? Who the hell is on the roster?
Nobody knows. Yeah,
Daniel Jones can't play if he hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
what they gonna do? Run the ball every play.
Yeah. Well, then we also had a big signing in Washington Commanders in the division. Odafe Owe. So he was actually a part of a trade last year. He got traded from Baltimore to the Chargers. And then when he came with the Chargers, he had about 7.5 sacks. They signed him to a 4-year, $100 million contract.
They expected big things from that man.
I mean, no more. I think I don't know if it's kind of one of those hard things for me because, I mean, say you see Jalen Phillips and he makes $120 million and he's been hurt. Now, at least Owe has been healthy. Yeah. He just, in Baltimore, he didn't perform. That's why they traded him, and then he goes to the different defense, and then all of a sudden now he started putting up 7.5 sacks. So, I mean, the question is, are you willing to gamble giving a guy $100 million on a 4-year contract?
They all
I mean, they feel like the defense that they got right now, upside. He going to compliment it.
But they really don't have any other rushers in this defense. That's the thing. In Washington, they really don't have, they don't really have anybody other dude.
They got more or less interior guys that can get to the quarterback.
Yeah,
exactly. That's like Jerome Payne.
Yep. Well, they lost Allen last year. Now I think I'm curious to see how that one will turn out. I liked it. To be fair, I just don't know if I like them at $100 million.
I mean, listen, the same thing I told y'all about the pickup for the Panthers. For them to drop that type of money, they seeing some type of potential in these players.
Sure.
Because there's no way you giving up that type of bread if you don't think that they're going to be a franchise changing player.
Not only that, they all see it's also a competition thing. they trying to make sure Philly can't get him back, so they're not gonna lowball him. Because if they lowball him, then Philly like, oh, that's all they get. We'll get you.
Yeah,
He'll be willing to stay with Philly. So they overpay like that, so they don't have no choice. Like, oh, I gotta take money.
Yeah.
Right. No, absolutely.
That's the biggest thing.
And then Chargers re-signed Khalil Mack, which actually happened late. I want to say late last night. Khalil Mack signed.
He on his downside.
But you know what? Every year, outside of being hurt, because every year it's almost like he's guaranteed he's going to miss some games. But when he's healthy, dude, Khalil Mack still putting up numbers. You know what I mean? They had a ton of money too. So I mean, I'm going to give that one like a B minus, maybe B plus.
I'm gonna stay right at B.
I mean, just because they have so much money, I don't know if it's going to end up mattering at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, Khalil Mack, boy, what a. And then losing Owe, which is kind of interesting that they let Owe walk too after they just had him. So, and to give up something for him. And then Jermaine, I'm going to butcher his name, Oluwalemor, which he actually was with the Giants and then re-signed with the Giants. He's offensive tackle. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and he was an okay tackle, right? I mean, you got a young quarterback. You know, you bring in a guy that you know and you're familiar with back.
Yeah, they got to keep building on that line.
Yeah.
They definitely need help with it.
Absolutely. I mean, they got to keep. I still think they got some moves to make, but I do like him coming back. You know, well, as a Cowboys fan, to be honest with you, I think we got him a couple of times. So, but that being said, I mean, B for me, right? I mean, you're kind of keeping it status quo, and this draft really doesn't have a lot of guys. I think that they can jump in there and take. Now, I was a little surprised because they are up there enough where they might get one of those two top tackles. That I think there's like three guys, two guys really that could be in the top 10 this year, but maybe they just didn't want to pull that trigger at the 5, which is where the draft. So, and then Titans, man, John Franklin Myers, 3 years, $63 million, and he's coming with Robert Saleh. Which actually,
he had to go with him.
Yep. And then I think I would say, but you think about putting him with my man in the middle. Oh my God! See, they traded Sweat out of there. Oh my gosh, defensive tackle.
The one that I think he caught the touchdown pass against us last year.
Yeah,
always with a red.
Yeah,
the red.
I know. I'm gonna pull up his name right now because it's gonna come to me. Jeffrey Simmons. Yeah, Jeffrey Simmons, man. So Jeffrey Simmons, I think you
be balling though, bro.
Yeah. That one for me, that was one of the ones that I was like, man, that's a good. You put him with having Jeffrey Simmons there. So they really are. They really are though. Because speaking of build some, so I think that was an A. But they really signed another one, which actually was the one that I wanted for the Dallas Cowboys, Alontae Taylor, coming from New Orleans. Really versatile corner, can play inside, outside, can play linebacker almost if you need him in a spot or two. He's like 200 pounds, 6'1". He's kind of that tweener. He can play again outside, inside, but that inside, I think that's such a popular thing right now with guys that can play, multiple roles.
Because you need them, man.
Right.
You need them to be able to get off the ball and be able to play different spots, man. You got to be able to hit different holes, man. You got to.
Yeah, that one was an A for them because I'm like, man, you bring him, and I think Saleh's building something special. Not only just ball. Now he's got to cut his hair off. Him and John Franklin Myers had to cut their hair off to fit in with the rest of the team.
Even if they're gonna play with a lot more passion out of it.
Yeah,
well, if that's the case, hopefully your man don't be on TV talking crazy no more. May at least be getting some wins. He ain't on there talking about the teams. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'll give you the other one they signed, Wan'Dale Robinson, which actually is somebody I thought you guys were going to end up with in San Francisco. Wow. Yep. And then Wan'Dale Robinson gets signed for a 4-year, $70 million deal. You give your quarterback weapons. You got a young quarterback there. You need weapons. He's a slot receiver
and the quarterback mobile.
Right.
So
he'll be probably a decent pickup. I would say like a B for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Bills kept Connor McGovern because obviously centers were getting paid 4 years, $52 million. But Connor McGovern had a pretty steady career. You don't want to change up too much with your with your offensive line, because I mean I don't feel like the offensive line's been the problem there.
But you got Josh Allen. He's not gonna stay in the backfield no way.
One thing he got to do is got to stop being careless with the ball.
Yeah. And to be honest, Josh Allen is the one that got him paid.
Oh yeah,
because it ain't like he was giving up a bunch of sacks because Josh Allen don't stay in the backfield.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Josh Allen is not going to be sitting there. Now, I will say this. I think as an offensive line can be challenging sometimes when your quarterback's running around, because if he's not getting rid of the ball and then you think, you're like, okay, I just blocked my guy for 3 seconds, and you start letting up a little bit, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh, no, my quarterback's still running around like a madman. Then you're like, oh, okay. But, I mean, Connor McGovern, actually played for the Cowboys. We brought him in as left tackle. He ended up eventually moving to center. Came out of Texas. I mean, I've always thought Connor McGovern, was a good, and he's only 28 years old, which is crazy because it feels like he's been in the league forever. Rams were able to keep their own. Now the Rams, we got to talk about the Rams.
They loaded up on the back end of their defense.
I mean, to make the trade to get Trent McDuffie, then you bring back Sam Curl, then they signed the other cornerback from. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up real quick because his name just...
They stacked on that back end.
Yeah, dude, they really are. I mean, it's like the secondary is going to be in...
They're not all pro secondary this year.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Yeah.
Fired immediately.
That's going to be a tough one. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I thought them bringing back... I thought the Rams made just probably one of the bigger winners in the free agency this year. And it's weird because last year they didn't really do a ton. Right. And then it's like this year they're like, you know what?
But that's the thing. Last year, they drafted well. So a lot of they played, well, not last year, the year before. They drafted well. So all of those players just started producing.
Yeah.
So they made names for themselves.
Right. No,
they had to go heavy in free agency, man, because they've been getting so close. And they want it. They've been getting a lot closer every single year, and then they just drop off at the end.
Could be.
Maybe.
Could be. You were working on it for sure. And then Devin Bush got signed linebacker, 3-year, $30 million. After Tremaine Edmonds, they cut Tremaine Edmonds, but goes to Chicago. No, I like Devin Bush, but I feel like he was ascending like towards the end of his career, or not end of his career in Cleveland.
Right.
I thought he was one of the guys that actually started playing better. Of course, it's hard to say too, because is it a guy like this and Devin Bush who leaves Cleveland and has a hell of a defensive front? So you're not used to probably taking on as many blockers and stuff like that because, I mean, you got the offensive lines, got to block Myles Garrett, you got to block all the big dogs there in Cleveland. So interesting. So, but yeah, Devin Bush, 3 years, $30 million. I'll probably give it a B. C.
Friends, I'm right there with you. I said, I'm going to have to get with a C. I mean, I ain't going to say it's the worst pick of all time, but I don't know how much of a change he going to be.
He was, like I said, he was what he once was. Put it back.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Boye Mafe getting 3 years, $60 million, going to the Bengals, which is obviously letting go Trey Hendrickson, who is at this moment still not signed.
Just crazy.
It's the age and coming up that injury. So really, I think when it's like that, it's just the money thing.
Yeah, teams are like, what are we going to pay for you?
Let me drop this number down a little bit, then we can talk.
Yeah, absolutely. You're coming off a major injury to your a core injury that you coming off. You're 31. History has shown that when you sign guys at 31, you pay them a lot of money, that doesn't typically work out well for you. I like Trey Hendrickson. I just don't know if I like him because, I mean, if Boye Mafe is getting 3 years, $60 million, and Jalen Phillips getting 4 years, $120 million,
be able to get paid.
And that's the thing. See,
right.
He's at that critical point.
Right.
At the end of the road. So, like I said, a lot of those players want that last big hoorah because they know after this it's over.
I mean, I really
understand it.
I hope he get paid, bro. I ain't saying I hope he get paid $100 billion. I just hope he get a decent contract. Somebody gonna pick him up.
Well, Ricky came out and said he's coming to the Cowboys. Yeah. But then Ricky deleted his account. Yeah. Well, no, he turns it off. So now if you guys don't know who Ricky is, Ricky Scoops, I think we've mentioned him on the podcast.
We have, yeah.
He is the funniest Twitter account. I don't know who he is, and now the big thing is like everybody's saying, who is Ricky? How does Ricky know some of these things, right? He's got the dog with the NFL hat. So he's got and it's Ricky Scoops. If you look him up on Twitter, it's funny because he'll say something. He talked about Jalen Carter as possibly somebody who could get traded. That he was the first guy I'd seen on Twitter mention anything about Jalen Carter getting traded. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of interesting. But I will say this: I think he's got to work for one of these agencies, he's an agent or an agent.
Inside information.
Oh, you got to know somebody,
right? Because I mean, I don't know if he'd work for a team. Because I feel like a team wouldn't. I mean, and maybe he does. Maybe it's like a low-level team or mid-level team. Yeah, maybe a family member.
Family member of the high.
Yeah.
So he's got access to everything.
Yeah, but he keeping his identity secret. So
yeah,
hell, he might be an owner of somebody. You never know who he is.
Their burner account might be Jerry Jones' burner account.
All the doors open. No, he can't walk.
Jerry Jones' burner account, and he's like, you know what? Let me get up off here before they get me. But no, I thought Boye Mafe, going back, bring them, Boye Mafe, he's gonna be a rotational guy. Yeah. We'll see how that turns out. I mean, that's a lot of money for a rotational guy. So, and we'll see where Trey Henderson lands. I don't know how much long. Curious to see if that goes on for a little while. Yeah,
so, tomorrow, hey,
he might.
So who do you think is the team that could use him the most, though?
Well, I mean, Eagles, San Fran.
You want the whole roster, man.
But could you afford him is a problem. Because I mean, if he's making $30+ million a year, and then you got Nick Bosa, so then that's just a lot of money. Now, could his market soften enough to where more teams are going to get involved? That'll be curious.
And the longer it go on, the numbers going to keep dropping, man.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all these players, that's why a lot of these guys jump on some of these deals because, even if they're not the highest, they're just like, hey, I got to get here because it's going to be a better deal today than it is, if I stick around. Yeah, and then the draft, and then people start talking draft and all that stuff too. So, then you're like, well, you know what? We didn't get this guy. We don't see anybody we love. Let's just wait for the draft, and we'll see what happens after.
Yeah.
Jalen Naylor joins the Raiders. I mean, Jalen Naylor he's young. He's still young. And you got a young quarterback coming out. 3 years, $35 million isn't terrible.
Because he was with
Philly. Yeah. He's good. He's got a little bit of a kind of like a zone beater, slot receiver,
I think he was the benefit of Pat Jefferson, but Addison.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like
they wasn't watching him like that.
Well, now I think he's going to a team though in the Raiders who's got the Bowers. When you got Bowers and some of those guys, eating up attention, he could actually have a pretty good turnaround there. Because I mean they let my man who wanted to be traded out, Jacoby Myers, they let him out. So last year, so
he got good hands though. So
what happened to your man last year from Kansas City, man? He stepped up big, and then they weren't playing him at all no more.
Kansas City Chiefs?
From the Kansas City Chiefs. He was showing out, bro.
Hollywood Brown? No, that wasn't.
No, it wasn't Hollywood Brown.
I don't remember anybody. I mean, all the receivers kind of showed up here and there, but they were kind of.
I'm going to find him, man. But he showed out, and then they just once.
We got Rashid Rice.
But that's this season.
Jalen Royal, Xavier Worthy, and Nick Remingio.
No.
So Hollywood Brown was there. I don't think they really had anybody that really showed out for them this year. In fact, I think that was one of their problems. Is they were
because we ended up getting Sky Moore, and he definitely didn't do nothing.
Sky Moore, I like Sky Moore coming out of the draft. I was just super disappointed with him.
They just never used him right.
I don't think anybody uses. I just think he's just not learned how to beat NFL defenses. Like I'm not, I don't see he's got talent. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he just feels like he's kind of one of those guys that highly touted coming out, and then kind of just fell apart.
Kadarius Toney. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, Toney. Tony. Yep.
That's why he went to Philly.
No. He was with Philly before he
was Toney. I thought
so
he was.
Where is he right
Giants?
now?
Wasn't he Giants? Was Kadarius Toney? Yeah, he's with the Giants because he never really did anything much with the Giants. He had one okay season with them, and then he kind of fell off. But yeah, that's. we'll see. I mean, Chiefs got a lot of work. They did sign Travis Kelce back for. He's coming back for his last season. I believe would be his last season.
Did he say that was gonna be his last?
I mean, I think everybody kind of has the understanding that he. Yeah, because he really wasn't.
I'm surprised he's coming back this season. I thought he was gonna be done.
Yeah, and I just think they wanted him to go out on. I don't know about on top because I don't know if the Chiefs are going to go out.
You know what they want,
right?
And ticket sales.
No, they well, I think he just didn't want to go out because the season was so bad last year for the whole team. I think at least if they get to the playoffs this year, make a little noise. We talked about the Chiefs signing Jalen Watson was the other corner for the Chiefs. Actually, they brought him in. Rashid Shaheed back with the Seahawks. They signed him on a 3-year, $51 million. Yeah, I mean, Rashid Shaheed, I thought that was. I mean, he definitely is a special teams guy, and he make occasional wide receiver.
He's a field position guy.
Yeah.
Like even if he don't get a touchdown on the kickoff return,
he's gonna get some good. Yeah, he's gonna get good.
I didn't love the money they spent it because it's 3 years, $51 million, so it's like $17 million a year. That's for a guy that's not a full-time wide receiver and just maybe just a returner. And I don't know if he's on that level of those guys that we think back in the past, like you're like, oh wow, that's like a.
I'm saying running like a traditional running back, but like jet sweeps, things like that.
Yeah. No. I mean, he could. I mean, definitely could find. I mean, he did get traded there, so they probably didn't have time to implement him into the offense. Another one, big one actually. I thought Isaiah Likely going to the Giants.
And that's a hell of a pick.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one for.
And Malik Neighbors coming back.
Yeah, and to follow John Harbaugh, so you already know. And then you got Malik Neighbors, you got coming back, and then you got a quarterback that now will have a guy that he can just throw the ball up to. Because, I mean, he kind of reminds me a little bit like...
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I think if everybody come back healthy, them boys going to be hell next year.
The Giants?
Absolutely.
I think they're definitely going to be better than they were. I mean...
it's just about what leap Jackson Dart take.
Yes. Right. Our team's going to start.
You got to stop taking them hits.
That's the problem.
You got to stop taking hits, bro.
Because you can't, as a young quarterback, go out there and do that on a week basis.
That's how you think as a young man until you keep taking them hits and you feel how it changed you.
Yes. No, that's
that's just because he was young, man. They gonna coach him to stop doing that shit because of that. That's just not smart. You're gonna end your career early.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Why you got your running backs. Let them take all of that at them. You just pass the ball. You can run when you need to, but just know how to get out of bounds or go down too.
Right. Yeah. Then you got, just some basic ones. We don't have to really go over every one of these. Saints got a guard, David Edwards, 4 years, $61 million. Bengals had a safety, Brian Cook, which he came out of Kansas City.
Bengals need defense so bad.
Yeah, Bengals.
They need defense so bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it looked like a lot of moves they made was on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he's young. He plays a deep center. He's 6'1", 206 pounds. I mean, I would that defense was still pretty solid in Kansas City. We'll see how that goes for the Bengals there. I mean, I feel like they still got a lot of pieces that they need to find on defense.
Oh hell yeah, they do.
Kobe Bryant, Super Bowl. Kobe Bryant, he signed with the Bears to a 3-year, $40 million deal.
And they still got my man. 382.
Yeah, cornerback, and they got a safety, Byard, who actually had like 4 or 5 picks last year. So, but I think he'd be gone. Yeah. See, I mean, I think that's Super Bowl attrition, right?
Always. You can't pay everybody. You can't keep it.
Yeah, then they got a run blocking tight end. Charlie, probably good for the Chargers because they like to run the ball. Eric Stokes came back to the Raiders on a 3-year deal. Alex Anzalone has gone to the Bucs. I feel like
he's a hell of a defensive.
Yeah, I feel like he's a good guy, a good linebacker. But I feel like they're just like another old guy.
Yeah,
he's 32, right?
What year was that? The bad year he was on.
Yeah,
he was on Detroit.
Yeah,
they had him on the game with the long.
He's not injured.
Oh yeah. Who's that? Anzalone? No, he's been playing pretty. Yeah, he's been pretty healthy.
That's what I'm saying.
I just wonder at 32. Yeah, he's at 32. You just start wondering. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So that was one of those ones I was kind of like, I kind of gave that one in my mind probably like a C to me, just because he's good. I just don't know. he got a 2-year, $17 million, so it's not a ton of money. And I'm curious to see how much of that's guaranteed. Ravens got an interior offensive line, John Simpson. Now, Jalen Thompson joins the Dallas Cowboys, 3 years, $33 million. Jalen Thompson's he was one of the guys I had my eyes on for the free agency. One of the guys I wanted the Cowboys to sign. He's familiar with one of our coaches because he already kind of played a little bit in that Fangio, but he can play. He can play in the slot. He can play a little bit of linebacker. I think it was a good pickup. So he didn't have a lot of turnovers in his career, but I do think he could definitely help solidify that back end of the defense.
We need that more than anything.
Yeah.
That defense needs some work. Bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Demario Davis, which was actually a linebacker that I thought the Cowboys maybe look at. He got a 2-year, $22 million. He is older. He went to the Jets.
You let him go out New Orleans.
I think I kind of figured that at some point they said, man, he's just kind of 37. Yeah, so 37. But he's been playing, every year. He's been playing every year, dude. Absolutely. I love Demario Davis, actually, he can still run. He's not maybe as good as he was back when he's not the best drop into coverage linebacker anymore. But I was curious myself on that one. So, but that one obviously the Jets. Oh,
career goes to die.
I just felt. I know. I was just like, man, I know. That's why I was like, dang. I just don't like
the money he got.
2 years, $22 million, which is probably more than he would have gotten.
Now I said
I think he just wanted the money, and I'm not saying that he just wanted the money, but I think at the end of the day, probably a B. Yeah. And then actually we had two. Now it's kind of crazy. Quay Walker, the linebacker, and Nakobe Dean both signed with the Raiders. And within like 5 minutes of each other, which is crazy. Yeah, Philly is losing a lot.
We gotta agree that the Raiders probably put up the most money in this in the free agency process.
Yeah. Oh, they got a lot of money. Well, they did have to spend a lot of money. They had a lot of money to spend. But and the sad part is really Nakobe Dean. The reports are that Nakobe Dean was almost, because the Dallas Cowboys apparently signed or offered Nakobe Dean essentially the same amount of money, roughly.
But the money is different out there, I think. Because I think the tax is a little bit less.
In Texas and
Vegas.
No, in Texas and Vegas, same thing.
Same as Texas.
Because they got gas oil money. So, no state taxes there, no state taxes in Las Vegas. But, I'm curious. I was a little curious because I was like, man, you're going out there with a fellow, Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker. So you kind of, I don't know, I'm not saying stealing your shine a little bit, but I don't know, you think you'd want to kind of go out and be your own linebacker somewhere else. But, maybe Quay Walker is going to be outside linebacker, or maybe you're going to see a little bit more of the inside linebacker with Nakobe Dean. So, but that Raiders defense, man, it might turn around quick.
I hope so. They've been struggling forever, so I hope they do something.
Sooner or later, you got to come up out that dump. You got to get that trash off.
Chargers added Tyler Biadasz. Center's getting not a huge contract here, 3 years, $30 million. He was cut. Actually, that just happened before free agency, I want to say, on that one. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the Steelers added Jamel Dean, a cornerback, 3 year, $36.75. But I feel like Jamel Dean, he stays kind of. He gets hurt from Tampa Bay.
From Tampa Bay, right?
He got hurt. He had a lot of injuries.
Burnt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then he
getting roasted.
Then he improved.
He got better. Shouts out to him.
But he stays healthy. He's staying, healthy is the big part right there, I think, for him. Is we'll see where that grade kind of comes in. Because I kind of give that a C when I originally saw it. Man. And there's still a lot of trades and everything else to go. J.K. Dobbins returning to the Broncos. He'd been hurt quite a bit. They haven't really reported his contract just yet, but he's coming back. And, again, attrition continues with safety Reed Blankenship agreeing to a deal with the Texans on a 3-year, $24.75 million. Yes.
Ooh, that's going to help C.J. Stroud.
But C.J. going to have to step his game up, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Montgomery a fool, bro.
As long as they stay healthy, because David Montgomery, and then you got the other guy that, oh my gosh, came out of USC.
Joe Mixon.
No, Joe Mixon got cut.
Yeah, he wanted to get a
And then they got he came. Oh my God, being a Trojan fan. He's USC Trojan, but they drafted him. He was a running back for USC, and I'm gonna forget his name right now but he got hurt a little bit. Well, excuse me, no, he was the only one who was left healthy for part of the year. But he's not really like a power runner, so I think that's what they wanted there with that signing. Josh.
That was gonna be a problem.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean,
in that offense is.
Yeah. Josh
they already look good, but like I say, CJ got to step up, man. The turnovers,
Sure.
you gotta get rid of all the turnovers, bro. You can't expect to do nothing. They would have went farther last year. They wouldn't turn the ball over like that.
You had the defense to go to the Super Bowl,
bro. You had
the defense to go to the
Super Bowl. That defense was.
Yeah.
I ain't see it yet.
What's that?
Didn't they give him $40 million?
Oh yeah, the 1 year, 40 million guaranteed.
They know, you know why they gave it to him.
He was a fool.
We couldn't stop him, man.
Yeah,
but it's hard to run that thing back, boy. It's hard.
Yeah, you know that's the most difficult thing to do.
We're gonna see what they do though.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins. They just came out with the money for him. 2 year, $20 million, $8 million fully guaranteed. Really, that's not a great deal, but at 8 years, I mean, really, if he gets hurt, that ain't gonna matter because he's only got 8 years or $8 million guaranteed. So, yeah, I mean, again, I don't know how he got $8 million guaranteed when he stayed hurt, but
yeah.
Josh Jobe staying in Seattle, corner, had a pretty good season last year. Max not a bad contract, 3 year, $24 million to be a starter on the defense, and 8 years, $8 million a year. Ooh, man, that's pretty good money. Alex Singleton back with the Broncos, linebacker, 2 years, $15.5 million, not bad money, But of course, they let go of your boy. Yeah, but that's right. Actually, I think Tennessee could be a team that if they could bring him in. Bring a little, absolutely. I think he already knows the system. He played really well with the Niners. I mean, he played okay with the Denver Broncos too. But
he just wanted his better.
Staying healthy, man. Staying on the field.
Yep. And then one that I really like under the radar, the Kenneth Gainwell to the Tampa Bay Bucks, was played with the Steelers last year, signed him for 2 years, $14 million.
Yeah,
he really played his ass off, man. I kind of was one of those sneaky ones that I was like, man, I would love to see the Cowboys get him behind Javonte Williams and have that two-headed monster.
Yeah, they gave him 2 year, $14 million.
Yep.
So we could have had him and the running back we got now for Javonte, pretty much no money, bro.
Yeah,
it was low.
Yeah,
and you would have had a two-headed monster.
Pass catcher, can block. Yep. He played wide. Almost do a little slot receiver out of the backfield too. So
you signed K. Dotton.
I saw that K. Dotton, which I figured K. Dotton was one of those guys. I feel like he would have had a pretty decent market, but I think when you're kind of comfortable where you're at, I just don't know if there was enough teams out there that would have needed him that he wanted to play for. Let's see here. We got some other ones to talk about in regards to. Just looking for any ones that I feel like were big signings. Yeah, some just re-signings. Arden Key, a lot of of course Falcons bringing Tua. Bringing in Tua.
Arden Key played well for us.
Yeah,
but we couldn't re-sign him though. So
yeah, he went back to Tennessee, I think today. Which actually that was the one that was kind of low key. Yeah, I was like, man, I would have.
That's a good pickup.
Yeah, because I feel like he plays the run pretty well. He's kind of he's not great at anything, but he's pretty good at most things.
So question for y'all: what y'all think Tua gonna do in Atlanta?
Clipboard.
Yeah, clipboard indeed. He's gonna go. I think Tua, if he can stay healthy, he's gonna be the best quarterback they have. To be honest with you,
keep him up.
But they got two left-handed guys. So
but you got
to somebody gonna win the job,
right? But you got Bijan Robinson, who you got the best running back in the NFL.
Yeah, Bijan is crazy.
So, you put him under center and you play him into that play action and you give him simple reads.
You just got to keep him upright. Your offensive line got to keep them boys off of.
Yes.
What are they going to do with did Kirk Cousins leave already?
Yeah, Kirk Cousins went I think he left.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins, he got cut. Yeah. He hasn't gone anywhere.
No, I'm saying I know he got cut.
I think he's kind of one of those guys that's going to, if somebody gets hurt or something happens in the training camp, maybe he gets the call up at that point.
I guess we stand shoot out.
Yeah, you guys
ain't nobody answering Mac Jones or nobody. I know they probably called, but we said we wasn't trading them. So.
Yeah. Did we go over the DJ Moore trade? We talked about the DJ Moore trade on our last podcast. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just want to make sure we're covering it all for you folks. So I'm just taking a quick look around the NFL, seeing if there's anything that we should be talking about? That
I feel like it was a lot of good moves today.
yeah, I mean,
It's a lot of good moves that's gonna make some difference.
and the question is there any guy that you foresee that might think just as a possibility, because every year I feel like this happens once or twice where a guy who was supposed to go somewhere
they don't go.
ends up going, oh, I'm going to go here. Because, I mean, technically nobody signed anything until Wednesday.
To be honest.
Okay.
You saying somebody who shouldn't have went somewhere?
No, I'm saying somebody who's kind of, they said, hey, he's going to commit.
They agree in principle, but then when they sit and have a few days, you're like, nah, that's all right.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about
Remember, your man did that to us and went to y'all.
Yes.
And came back to us last.
Yeah.
Eric Kendricks.
Eric Kendricks. Yeah, Kendricks, man, which I like Kendricks.
I mean, not right off the top of my head. Somebody I think that's going to be Candy.
Mike Evans?
Yeah.
But you said you come.
Nah.
Yeah. Oh, Mike Evans might turn on you and say, I'm out.
You know how them players
but
do.
Look,
some of them be like,
maybe N'Kobe Dean. Maybe N'Kobe Dean gets to sitting there and goes, man, you know what?
I don't think there's nobody in this.
I don't know, man.
It's going to be somebody. It's going to be somebody.
I feel like it's always somebody that always kind of.
Your man that went to the Jets, the one we talked about just a minute ago.
Because he don't want his career to die.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe say, hey, you know what? I decided I want to stay back.
New Orleans might call him and say, hey, man,
we'll give you the same contract. Yeah, come on back. Yeah. Well, you got some, I mean, there's some guys out there. I mean, so we talked a little bit about some guys that, maybe hadn't been signed and stuff like that. Who do you guys, I mean, what's the biggest surprise so far? Are we all going to say it's, Eric Kendricks? Or it's going to be Hendrickson? I say Kendricks.
Yes.
That's not being signed.
That hasn't been signed.
That
Hendrickson.
Nobody's really been talking about like rumors or anything.
I think he definitely deserved to get a contract somewhere.
Yeah. I would say.
I mean, he showed out when he was playing, bro. You got to get that man one more shot.
I thought this time of year right now, I thought something would have been done. At least talks. Like somebody was a front runner or something. It's like
unless he just turning down all the offers.
Yeah,
it just might not be the place he want to go to.
Well, I don't even think it's up to him. I think it's just the fact that it might be
who's willing to give him
the team. Cincinnati's not. It really don't have nothing to do with Cincinnati now.
Right.
So it's really about. Yeah, you're right. I guess it's really about.
I mean, what he wants?
What's
the best market, or how much is he going to get from a guy who's 32
right.
and hurt? Coming off a hurt season.
And then some people could already be looking at medical charts. Like, hey,
yeah.
How's it looking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think for me it was Devin Lloyd because that was one of those guys that I thought was going to get $16-20 million right out the gate.
He played his ass off last
year. Had a hell of a season.
I heard him though. He got injured right after he was balling out.
Yeah.
Then he had that injury and missed about 4 or 5 games, something like that.
Yeah. I heard though some rumblings from people who know people in the NFL that are concerned about his ability to pick up a defense, and be the guy that you could trust to be your middle linebacker.
You got to have some type of brain power to play that position at the elite level.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just can't run around.
Absolutely. Rasheed Walker was another one from Green Bay. He's the tackle from Green Bay. Thought it was interesting that he's still out there. Braden Smith, another tackle. Because I feel like there's not a lot of tackles in this upcoming draft. So I feel like teams need him.
Romeo Dobbs ain't getting no look either.
Romeo Dobbs?
Yeah, I thought somebody would have probably signed
Juwan Jennings? What about your boy Juwan?
Him too.
Juwan?
Is Waller done?
Who?
Darren Waller that played for Miami. Is he finished?
I thought he went to the Giants.
I thought he did too, but I thought because he
played the Giants last year.
Yeah, with the Giants last year. Yeah. Waller's still.
But I thought he might be injured.
Yeah, and then you got Reek Woolen, from Seahawks.
No, he's still with the Dolphins.
But
or maybe he got traded to the Dolphins. That's right. So
he's
been traded to the Dolphins. Yeah.
But he got hurt.
Yeah, he's been hurt.
So I didn't know if they kept him or not.
But yeah, I'm surprised.
Dallas Goedert's
I'm not surprised that Juwan Jennings ain't getting no love. I'm just because sometimes I think teams look at certain players as a system guy, and then they when you start looking at certain teams, do he really fit our system? Is he really a receiver that's going to be able to separate? And you know what I'm saying? So
Juwan is I think you can put him in any system though, bro, because the way that he played, it seemed like he'll be able to adapt.
think so. But
Yeah.
then, like I said, a lot of times
He a good route runner, and he gonna find some separation to pick up. You know, that's why they call him third as you want.
only thing,
Yeah, but it wasn't nothing severe.
not nothing crazy, but his foot and calf was bothering him. He missed a few games. So
Yeah,
Right.
Shit.
Yeah,
NFL, bro. Yeah, everybody
Yeah,
hurt.
Yeah,
Everybody got some nicks and shit. They ain't.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
They might not disclose it.
talking that money.
We said 30 minutes. We gave the people an hour because, my God, we have definitely.
There's so much going on right now.
Definitely, yeah, crazy.
Yes,
You know, that's why we wanted to bring you this, because we knew we're going to have the next podcast coming up. We're going to have more free agency to talk about.
Absolutely.
We're obviously going to talk about college, NBA, all that stuff. So, got another big show coming up this week, and you know, they said over $1 billion in guaranteed money signed today, and over 100 players will sign today.
Ooh.
So a lot of money
Yeah.
flowing.
So.
Yeah, look, if you need us, you know, if you need a water boy, and you know, I'm here. I'm for hire. You know, I mean, I can long snap, maybe. I don't know. I'll get out there and see what I can do. But no.
I remember the plan that
yeah, for real, man.
Them boys got that cake out there.
Yes, let me hold $1.
Congratulations to everybody.
Yes,
Even,
congratulations.
you know, just on a handshake or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you got an opportunity.
absolutely.
Congratulations. Wish everybody health and success.
Indeed.
Come see.
Yes, indeed. Well, cheers. Thank you for joining us again.
Now, cheers.
Yeah, he's moved on to hydration. James is hydrating. Reggie's hydrating. I'm
It's a free agency Monday.
yeah, free agency Manic Monday. So, thank you again. We'll be seeing you later this week at the poorhouse.